Grand Rising, loves. This is the altar spread for the collective consciousness today. It is a cold morning in the desert. I am here in a sweatshirt and it is cold. I'm not used to this. Even though I'm a New Yorker, down here in the desert, my blood is thin. I've been here long enough. Anyhow, happy Tuesday and cold morning. So the sacred geometry that showed up for today is dodecahedron. If you remember, last time it showed up in the reverse, and so this time it's right side up. This is a dodecahedron. It is a 12-sided, 5-faced sacred geometry. And this is one of the Platonic solids. So the Platonic solids have all equal sides, equal edges, equal faces, equal angles, and they hold cosmic wisdom that is very specific to their shape. And so the cosmic wisdom that is held in the dodecahedron is divine wisdom. It is actually connecting with the energetic that is creation itself. So when you meditate on this sacred geometry, this shape, you are able to access your path and purpose, your divine inception, the wisdom that you actually came into this life with. It is your birthright, and that you have forgotten. And so this is a call to reconnect and help yourself remember why you're here, who you are, why you're here. It's actually my purpose here, to help people remember who they are. And I am very lucky to not have ever contracted that amnesia, but that was purposely done in this inception so that I could help others. And it's sometimes a curse and a blessing, always a blessing to help others. But I am on a spiritual path, not a path of power. So I am helping myself just as I help others. We are all walking this path together. Whether I am steps ahead or not, I am not above. There is no hierarchy. It just is. Just like waiting in line at the DMV. The person who's 5 people ahead of you in line is not better than you. They are also in line. They just arrived earlier, right? It's the same concept in the spiritual path. I am not above you, but I can definitely help you. Now, the seer showed up, and last time he showed up, he was also in the reverse. So I love this. He showed up upright today. And the seer is all about connecting with spirit. That the seer can actually access other dimensional times, timelines, and spaces. And so what you really have to do with the seer in upright is to let go of what you think you know, because it will never adhere to the rules that you were taught and that caused your amnesia. So this is telling you to reconnect with your path and purpose by quieting that programming, to let go of the programming, to heal the amnesia. And that's saying when the amnesia begins to heal, you have to also let go of what you were taught. You think things are supposed to look and sound and feel like, because none of that is true. None of it is true. And so you have to let go of all that you were taught. So the seer helps you to really see, but not judge what you see, so that you can regain that wisdom that is your birthright. That's the same as dodecahedron. This is your birthright. This is wisdom that is your birthright. And wind talks about connecting with spirit as well. Wind in this deck, because wind in ancient Eastern teaching, which is my soul's knowledge of belief is that wind is the element that connects us with the heart. This particular woman uses this deck that wind are the higher energies of ether. And so wind as an element does carry our heart energy, which connects us, because it's through the heart that we can actually jump timelines and enter other dimensions. And so in a way it facilitates that and then carries you to those other dimensions. So there is a connection, even though they're both very different practices, there is a connection. So wind actually tells you to quiet the intellect and to listen to spirit. What are the messages that spirit have for you? Because you will be guided by that, not by the amnesia, not by the programming, not by the ego, which are all synonymous, by the way. Programming, ego, amnesia, it's all synonymous, all of it. So if you are operating from that place of judgment, you're in ego, and it's all lies. It's not true. None of it. And so that whole like seeing past the veil, that's letting that go. That's actually erasing. It's a very limited database that so many people are operating from. And so wind is telling you, listen to the guidance of spirit, you will be brought back to that birthright. So it's a very, very cohesive spread today, like screaming all the same message, because Dadiri, hearing truth, is the same exact gift. It is the gift of spirit that's telling you that your gift of discernment in this birthright of wisdom is to know truth when you hear it, and feel truth when you feel it. And so really the feels are always going to be where you can access truth, because that's to the heart, right? And when you're heart centered, you access your authentic self, your true being, because our true self, the soul, is pure vibrational love energy. It is love that is absent of judgment. It destroys doubt. It has zero fear, but it is the ultimate truth, and it is the only truth. It is the love that sees all as itself. So this is really, dodecahedron really talks about the teaching of getting out of anything that creates separateness. That's the amnesia. You were taught a system of hierarchy that wants to say some are better than others, some are more worthy than others, and where do you fall in line there? That's a hierarchy, and that's duality. That's all lies. There is no such thing. So dodecahedron wants you to go to that original state of dignity where we are unity consciousness. And so I know that's a hard concept for a lot of people to wrap their head around. Unity consciousness is operating only from love. Love doesn't come and go in unity consciousness. Love never weans. It is a constant state of being. It also recognizes everything as self. Everything as self. So we are temporarily vibrating as matter in these human bodies, but everything that shows up is you. So even though it looks different than you, it may sound different than you and feel different than you, it is still you. And that's unity consciousness. And when people start to return to that original state of unity, it really alters the way you behave, the way you feel, the way you move through the human experience. Because right now, a whole lot of people are hurting a whole lot of people by being deceitful, by living lies, by being frauds. And that wouldn't happen if they really knew the truth, because they're injuring themselves. And so the only way that people can actually behave that way is because they loathe themselves. So if you are living inside of any lies, you really are not loving yourself and you do not embody love, you probably don't even know what love is. Because if you did, you wouldn't do that. So really, this spread is talking about letting go of the humanness of the intellect, because the humanness has poisoned your intellect with ego. And when you let that down and go to your original state of being, then you can access the wisdom that is your birthright. You can see and hear and discern with clarity the real reason that you're here. And then you can behave like it. Thank you. I love you. And I am sorry for any part of me that has created that programming in my ancient soul. Any part of me that has created this experience, I am sorry. I am sorry. I take full responsibility. Please forgive me.